18 coolest cars at LS Fest. Number 1. These early 60s Novas start life at 2,600 pounds, about 1,000 pounds less than today's modern muscle Camaro or Mustang. Throw in a relatively conservative 475 horsepower LS, and you have the same power to weight ratio as a C8 Corvette Z06. Number 2, Supercar System was showing their insane 1,700 horsepower mid-engine turbo LS kit car with an advanced F1 style sequential racing transmission. They told me they were working on a supercar style body kit for this thing, but I prefer it bare with a cage just like this. They even started it. Let's listen. You can pre-order this thing at their website. Link below. Number 3, at LS Fest, you will see all kinds of vehicles in all stages of completion. This build was over at the impressively huge Holly booth. It's a 1968-ish Datsun wagon, wide body 2B, I guess. Twin turbo beast. Can't wait to see how this turns out. Number 4, I love this Pro Touring truck. The stance, the paint, the wing, the race seats, the low front spoiler. Number 5, another great build. Not fancy, but looks like they spent their money on wheels, brakes, and a perfect stance, and I can totally support that. It's a pretty rare ride too, a 2-door Suburban, I think from 63 or 64. Chevy offered this body style from 1960 to 1966 and really touted its versatility. I'm more into muscle cars, but love this convertible. This 1974 twin turbocharged Gen 5 L83 swapped K5 Blazer makes 850 horsepower and was tearing it up on the track. Did you know that the early 73 to 75 square bodies like this K5 Blazer had fully removable convertible tops? Then in 1976, GM switched to the half cab convertible design and used that until 1991, the last year of the topless SUV for GM. Number 7. These DeLoreans were made for only 3 years, from 81 to 83. They originally had a 2.9-liter, 130 horsepower engine that was sourced from a French Citroën. You may not know this, but GM made one front-wheel drive LS engine, the LS4. It was used in the Impala SS and Monte Carlo SS and a couple of others. It's a super popular swap for mid or rear engine cars, but let's take a look. This certainly is rear engine. Look how far back this thing is. Still, it only adds about 70 pounds to this car's weight. Number 8, another C10. I know these wheels are love or hate, and maybe you don't like lowering bags. Let me know in the comments where you stand. But I like the big wheels. It just works on such a large SUV. I would daily drive this. Number 9, most of the cars at LS Fest were drivers or even racing. You can bring your own car and race on the track at LS Fest. But there were a few with a show car finish. This is one from the guys at PSI who make LS swap wiring harnesses and other parts. Number 10, the creators of this call it the supercar. It started as a C5 Corvette. In 4 years' time, they cut the back off and dropped in 2 LT4s. Yes, that's the new Gen 5 LT supercharged engine you will find in the 2017 Camaro ZL1 or C7 Corvette Z06. Wheelbase was stretched to 140 inches, about the same as a Silverado 2500 dually. They claim it's only 3,500 pounds. This was probably the craziest swap of the show. Number 11, an LS swapped late 80s Suzuki Samurai. Come on, you know you want one. Look at the approach angle on this thing. I guess it doesn't have any approach angle. And what does this thing even weigh? Stock weight was 2,000 pounds? Oh my god. Number 12, there were some really cool JDM builds too, like this 240. Many of these were competing in the drifting that was going on all day. LS Fest just has some amazing stuff going on. Drifting, drag racing. I saw a car do 8 seconds at 170 miles an hour. That's moving out. There's a burnout contest, off-road trucks. It's really a cool event. Number 13, full-on time attack racer with aero bits and a gigantic wing. I think this is a 73-ish Celica. Another super light car with an LS. Must be a beast on the track. This is a first-generation Ford Courier mini truck. These models were made from 72 to 76 in collaboration with Mazda and sold in the US and down in Australia and New Zealand. It originally had a 1.8-liter 4-cylinder making 74 horsepower, and it did 0 to 60 in about 20 seconds. It's got a LS now. Number 15 is a mildly modified 4th generation BMW 3 Series. That's the E46 from 97 to 03. It looks like they've made a few updates since it left the factory in Germany. Certainly a great chassis for a drift car. It just needed more horsepower and now it's got it. Thank you, LS. Number 16 is confusing to me. Camaros have gotten really expensive. Most don't drag race them anymore, and this one looks like it's set up for drag racing. But then I saw the 20-inch rear blinged out wheels. Do people still say bling? Wait, what? And a tow hitch? Like a dude drove here in this and towed all his gear with his first gen. Respect. Number 17. In many ways, this car best represents LS Fest. Take whatever car you like, or have already, or can afford, then swap in a LS and modify it how you like. Not really my style, but I have total respect for this and all the crazy builds at LS Fest. Turbo nitrous donk-inspired wagon, so sweet. I'm calling number 18 the Urban Desert SUV. It's lifted for style, not for off-roading. And if you're gonna do that, this is a good example. White paint, dark tint, tough-looking wheels, and upgraded brakes front and rear. If you love LS engines, LS swaps, and classic cars, you owe it to yourself to subscribe to Auto ɡild right now. Not sure? Then head over to my channel and check out my other videos. I'm sure you'll like what you see. Cheers everyone, thank you for checking out Auto ɡild.